I am here. I had to melt my estrogen. Sound levels, how are they? They're good. They look good. Oh, that got really high. They look good. I just opened up. Good morning! Good morning! I just opened up YouTube and I had to do like some account recovery stuff for an old Idolmaster game I hadn't played in a long time. And I had to use my old, well, I guess my main email, or I guess my old main email, but it's one with quite a lot of history. And I had to log in, and it switched my login on YouTube without me knowing, so I opened up YouTube. Good morning! Good morning, Robbie, welcome. I opened up YouTube, and it gave me a VGC Bootcamp recommendation for the first time in years. I hadn't seen any Smash recommendations in years, and it was MK Leo playing Pyra and Mithra. And I was like, no! I wish I could have gone my whole life without seeing that. I really hope they don't get played. I hope the announcers don't make, like, boob jokes. And, I just wish I didn't know that. And now I do, because of YouTube. So I hope I can go another 5 years without knowing what anime sword girls are getting the attention at the national level. Good morning, Noreen. National Boba Day. It's also Walpurgis Nacht. The witches come out for the boba. God, that cricket looks good. I set this up last night before I had the background loaded. So there just all these images were just floating in space. God, that cricket looks good on the star. It looks really good. Yeah, so I set this up last night. I saved myself the 10 minutes that I usually do, rushing from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. and did not force myself to copy stream keys and stuff. So you can tell I'm much better rested than normal. It's not really well. I got myself in bed early, but I actually took a while falling asleep. I had one of those thinky nights. I have a lot to think about. I'm starting a new life. I'm graduating. I have like my stupid calendar of tasks, and I'm like, appointment, go graduate, appointment. Tragedy. I'm assuming this is not an issue. Checking on my phone. Testing volume on my phone. Okay, I like how this looks. Good morning, Hazel! Good morning! How are you even here? How could you be here and not be playing Pokemon Snap? I don't understand. This is one of those mornings where Liz becomes very confused because she probably didn't check any of her notifications anywhere and didn't see that I was doing this, and then the door's closed, and she's probably like, Layla hate me? Layla hide from me? And then in 2 hours she'll realize what I was doing. So how's it going? Yeah, You're also graduation. But we're both coming right back to where we are now later, so it's not... I mean, I don't know. I definitely feel something. I absolutely feel something. But definitely not as liberating as I expected it to feel. I've been having some really good... I had a lot of really good thoughts last night, like emotionally processing the transition. I think I'm going to get more hair clips, like my one good hair clip. That's a really nice big clamp that really lets me put my hair up good in the back of my head. And I'm going to get these new glasses I've been wanting to buy, like all year. I've been wanting to buy them. I want to put my hair up and I'm going to wear glasses. And that's how I'm going to establish myself as a graduate student and not the undergraduate student that I was before. I feel like a baby when it comes to this. My dad and my mom are going to my graduation. That's so exciting. You changed to Northeastern! Oh! No kidding. No kidding. Do you still have the apartment for the summer? I'm gonna miss your apartment if you don't. All that Burlington I didn't get to go to. I think beyond Skyward Sword, I think there's a few things coming out in July, so I feel like my brain is also like July is video game month. Hello again. Yes, today is Pokemon picture taking day. It's important that we take them. That's neat. I mean, how many years are you going to be at Northeastern now? I imagine it won't be the same one. God damn. I can't mask my disappointment. I really wanted to go to your apartment. I'll go for one day. Yeah, is it gonna be like 2 years? Are you gonna live at home or are you gonna get another place in that area? Our area. This is pretty boppin'. It's pretty boppin' and Natalie's not even here yet. I love Natalie. No! We're not getting Natalie. Oh, well that's neat. It'll be horizon broadening. Where is Northeastern's campus? Is it in Boston? Is it north of Boston? We are Northeastern America. I think Chisato with sneakers worked. There's a whole bunch more viewers than normal there. Oh, good. Yeah, I'm happy then. I'm definitely happy. I definitely like the fantasy of going up to your Vermont place finally, but yeah, exactly. I think getting to know Boston more will have its own little payoff, so that's really fun. Not like I don't like Boston. Only validating decision making about life decisions based on how they benefit me in my vacation taking. I think there was some internal rhyme going on in that sentence that I wasn't anticipating. I think we are fast approaching the Restless Cricket segment. I don't have much to provide in terms of actual crickets, but I can tell stories. I opened up Breath of the Wild for the first time in a good long while, and I was trying to find ways to connect with it and play it, because I think last summer when I played, I pretty much did the same stuff I used to do. Like, I think I tried to do some of the riddles, which was fun, like the riddle shrine puzzles, which used to be a lot scarier. Now I've got a pretty good sense for them. I guess, I don't know, I'm just a better puzzle person now. But I did not come here to get shrines, or Korok seeds, exactly. I was just kind of like, I want to wander around, like, I want to just do some Breath of the Wild adventuring. So I was kind of just trying to find some new things to do. And my favorite thing I found to do is cutting grass. I found that I really liked cutting grass. I started off just sort of like cutting it for fun because I wanted to, practically I cut it because I've been playing every other Zelda where cutting grass has like a purpose. Like, you get hearts and items and stuff. I didn't cut much grass before because I hadn't played other Zelda games before, and I didn't know how much fun cutting grass was. So there I was cutting grass and finding out different grass cutting techniques. For example, I really like throwing boomerangs generally, and that's okay. It'll definitely cut some of the grass, but it will not cut as much grass as you think it would, even if you send it low across the ground. Even if it goes around and hits a few spots, it probably won't cut as much grass as you were expecting, which is a bit of a disappointment. The Master Sword blades are exceptional. If you aim them really low and shoot them across the ground really low, like a little low-flying frisbee, it'll cut a really good segment of grass, and it's on you to just sneak and be proactive if you want to get whatever pops up, which I was doing most of my grass cutting in like Hyrule Plateau, I think that region is called, kind of between Ganon and the Rito village and south of the Mount Heber region. So I was getting a lot of restless crickets, as one might expect, and runaway lizard, fast track lizard. What are they called? Hightail lizard. I think it might be hightail lizard. Like, hightail it out of there. I know it's something along those lines, but okay. I'm so glad you saw and appreciated the grass cutting video, because the very best way of cutting grass that I found is spinning around with an axe or a long sword or something. You hold down Y to charge up your big, like, spin around and then hit the ground move, but you press B, you put it back, you don't actually hit the ground. So this, I think, either does little or no actual wear and tear to your axe if you don't hit the ground, if you time it right. And you really quickly get your stamina back, and the best part of all is that you spin around like a little lawnmower and just cut swaths of grass. So I do this a lot now. I've had a lot of fun. I've sort of just been wandering around, and if I get a axe or something, or like a long sword, I use it to cut the grass, and it's just very fulfilling. I really enjoy just getting the items. So that has left me with a lot of restless crickets because I've done it outside of the tech company village, the Sheikah, not exactly Sheikah Tech, but like the Guardian Tech village with not Impa, Pura. And outside there, not only do they have like wheat field or rice fields where I've been getting like straight up rice and crickets, which is definitely worth it. But I've also been cutting, like I mentioned, with like the lizard and cricket region. So both of those regions have crickets. So what I'm happy about the crickets with is having a ton of these crickets means I can make potions that are basically entirely cricket and then like a monster bit, and for very, very cheap make a little potion that fills up my stamina. So I took a picture. This is only one page of it too. I pretty much made a full page of these stamina potions, and I feels really good having all those stamina potions. Because one thing I definitely remember, beyond hearts, the next thing that I always wished that I used to have potions for was definitely stamina. Like if I'm poured everything into a really weird climb up a wall or something, and I'm like, damn, do I have anything for stamina? It would always just be like a little accidental stamina boost on like a piece of charred fish or something that's mostly healing my heart. So straight up having a source of stamina is exceptional. I'm very happy about this, and I will continue to to turn my axes into crickets and my crickets into cricket juice so I can get around. That would make me really happy. That's my restless cricket story. I am always brimming with vials and vials of cricket juice. Thank you for the wording. It just makes me happy. It was just very soothing to cut the grass and spin. It was very silly looking, but also very soothing. And that's why they call me Cricket Juice. If you are this, and you are a pill bottle, what are you? Oh. Does anyone want any trans people in the chat? Any trans feminine people in the chat? I got 2 spare pieces of estrogen at the bottom of last month's pill bottle. We can call it cricket juice on PayPal. PayPal. Venmo. I'll be Venmoing you for this. People are like, ooh, we could do this. Miss Layla of the cricket juice. Yeah, take your meds. Take your meds. I might have to get a old person day of the week pill thing because Liz was talking about getting one, and I've been getting really inconsistent with my pills, even though I have much less to take now than I used to. Pass what? What do you pass? Oh, you want my I'll drive. I was telling Liz was like, I can't believe it. Some days I just get so emotional thinking that us and Noreen look at the same moon, and I'm like, yeah, Liz, Noreen's only like 70 miles away. But then I looked at the map and it was 250 miles. I was definitely wrong. But the point stands that we can drive to where you live. It just would be a much scarier drive than most drives that I've done. Like, I think exclusively comparable to driving up to Bar Harbor. Which is funny because it's entirely woods. Like, not even coastline, just woods. I will slip the E. Oh, so yeah. While I was looking for axes to cut crops with, I found farmer's hoes, which are two-handed like axes, but the game's very specific about what kind of damage actually cuts grass. Any kind of spear that's just like, I guess, a forward thrust kind of thing, that does not cut grass. And vertical cuts do not cut grass. Only horizontal slashes do. So I thought that I had made it big with my farmer's hoe. I thought I was going to use it to harvest rice, but that does not cut grass. So I think I have a video of me getting a farmer's hoe and then trying to cut grass, and then it didn't cut, and I just threw it at a choo-choo and it like fell off a cliff. I definitely am connected to that thought that upstate New York is bigger than I would think. There's wilderness areas. There's wilderness areas out there. That's definitely a place that I want to explore more now that I'm gonna be here for longer. I really liked driving through that area. I don't remember why last week we had designated nerd time without Link. I completely forget why that joke was there. But luckily it was pretty easy to change it to designated nerd time with Link because I am playing Zelda games this week. I also don't know why it was 10:34. That was probably funny. 3 weeks ago. Yeah, that makes sense. I'll Euro camp. I think the roommates and I are going to try to Euro camp up in Vermont just to practice camping for Liz before we go on a bigger trip in June at the end of next month, which is rapidly becoming this month. The best place to watch the chat, I should give myself a better place to hang out while I'm doing this. The best place to watch the chat is the YouTube analytics room, which isn't always fun because they give me warnings that aren't real sometimes, and I check and they're not real. But I do see, maybe not for the best, the viewers going up and down, and there's definitely been some folks who snuck in here and didn't say anything. That usually happens one time per radio show, but there was numerous, so I think it's Chisato sneakers, or it could be other college friends getting less. I mean, we're all pretty tired, but maybe some people are starting to get freer with the season. Although I would say probably a minority of my friends at this point are in college and jobs that end in May. I think much more of us are full-time doing the same thing. Your camping areas. You gotta camp. What are you gonna do? I was talking to my hairdresser last week. I have my blonde back. I don't know if I talked about that last week. I after radio and class, I went off to get my blonde back, which was really nice. I'm full blonde now, which is a bit off-putting. I have thoughts. I might change it, or maybe I'll get used to it, but having half my natural dark color for a while really was a big difference. I might just do highlights or something, because I do love this color. It's just a little overwhelming. Well, I don't know. Even already looking at my reflection, it looks a bit more natural, so I might just do big highlights or something to keep it different. My sister had a funny thing where she was like, I'm not saying you have to do this, but, just because, you're not really going out and no one's really seeing you, your whole head is bleached as light as it possibly could be, you could always take a tiny strand of your hair and dye it any color you want, and no one would ever see it, because you could hide it with the rest of your hair, but you could practice it. I'm not saying I'm projecting what I want to do onto you, but I'm just saying you have this opportunity if you ever wanted to. You could just dye any part of your head any color that you want, and no one would know. And I'm like, okay, I see your point. I really could. I might experiment with highlight colors and stuff. I keep saying It grew to the point where it was over half of my head because I didn't get a haircut during all of lockdown until last month. But before then, I got used to it. I really did get used to it. I definitely miss some parts of my roots. I may save myself just that much money by keeping a few more inches of roots up top and letting it grow and then getting that done, because boy golly did I not like getting all of my hair bleached at once. That cost so much money. I've had some expensive hair days. I've never had that expensive of a hair day, only doing one thing. Really scary. I might just have to learn. I have no experience doing hair stuff for myself. I might just have to learn how to bleach my own hair. I love self-sustaining stuff. But I've been saying, now that I have a comfortable couple of years ahead of me doing stuff I'm familiar with, that feels really good and nice. I feel like my life is very stable right now. I don't have to worry a lot for a couple of years. All I want to do is misbehave right now. I don't know what I've been repressing during all of coronavirus. All I want to do is be erratic and misbehave. I'm gonna party all summer. I don't know. That's just what I'm consumed by right now. So I think that feeling is probably going to carry over into all of graduate school, and I'm just going to be an absolute dark horse during graduate school. So I'll probably experiment with every highlight color that I can think of. I don't know. There's just something about grad school specifically that makes me feel immortal. Because I'm just going to be hanging out with a bunch of college kids doing whatever, going to class in their PJs, but I have artificial seniority so I can do whatever I want, and they'll be like, Layla sensei is looking great today. Like, I can do anything, and there's like no repercussions. I'm not in charge, and I'm not an actual undergrad. I can do whatever I want. I don't know. In a deep personal way, I know that this is a great time to have an experimental emo phase for 2 years. I'm gonna get in touch with my feelings. I'm gonna give myself weird colored hair, and I'm gonna grade a lot of papers. Thanks for saying it. I was talking to Liz. I'm like, we live next to, like, quote, the city of lesbians is usually how this town is referred to. I think it's less relevant now, but I'm like, I never did any of that. Like, I didn't ever go to that city. I think I could have a really fun time being stuck serendipitously next to, quote, the city of lesbians. I'm gonna dye my hair and go have fun. And go camping, apparently. And drink cricket juice. I suppose this brings us to designated nerd time. Do-do-do-do-do-do. I should have like little audio cues that I can fire off. God, I love the little cricket. Can I rotate this very easily? I want to rotate it by hand. Just another day ordering cricket juice at the lesbian bar. You know me. I'll have your finest cricket juice, please. Bing blong, bing blong. I love that sound that my new phone makes. I switched away from iOS. I feel very free. I really like this phone. Oh, to go to a lesbian bar. You can find one. You're gonna be in Boston. I mean, you could probably find a lot of things of varying quality. You have to find a good one. You can find a good one. You can do it. I definitely don't have a lot of experience in this field of nightlife, but I definitely have seen like random articles like why all the lesbian bars are closing. It's like, no! No! Oh. Gosh. Dismal news all around. Northampton's only gay bar. We are the city of lesbians. Are you? You're a washed up has-been. We've entered a dark age. But it's nothing but a fun age for video games! What video games is everyone playing? What media are you consuming? It's Nerd Hour. We will. The milk bar. I suppose we are approaching the final Nerd Hour without Pokemon Snap. Did you say you were thinking about getting Pokemon Snap, Nurian? I feel like maybe at one point you did. You may have said that. I won't hold you to it. You can take pictures of, like, normal wildlife at the park instead. Get the same rush for free as a diet alternative. I have been. Oh gosh, I've been doing a whole bunch. What is the most topical? Well, we haven't watched any anime this week because Hazel's doing class all night, all day. She grinded. I still have work to do. I still have too much work to do, but you know, at least I'm surviving. Take the dog days off Crunchyroll. Oh right, I've seen you tweet about that. Your new experience. Oh my gosh. Well, I don't know how marked down it is, but I was looking at all the other Nipponichi games on sale. Take a peek at the Switch shop. I am not one at the moment for badgering people into buying mainline Disgaea on a whim, because it's very hard, I think very tricky to get into. It's very complicated at first. But if you are feeling it in your jellies, they did mark down the 3 mainline ones on Switch pretty good. I don't know how far they marked down 5, though. I would take a peek. 1 went down from $50 to $20, and I would bite at that, but I've been seeing weird stuff like GameStop reselling used ones for like $30, and I think I want a physical case if I can get it for less money used. Like, I really like my digital games now, but I think I'm gonna pass on that. But if 5 is down to like $20, well, it's a good time to buy it. But I also feel like I've seen them go on sale 3 times in the last 3 months, so I'm sure there'll be another opportunity. But take a peek, because I would just basically say don't buy them for full price, because they go on sale so often. Dabbling in various personas. 4 looks really fun. My only Persona game is Persona Q. I had a really special experience with that, and so I know like the names and the faces of all of 3 and 4's cast. I know most of 5's cast because a lot of my friends have been really into 5 for so many years, but my only Persona experience is like specifically Persona Q. So I feel very warmly about Persona 3 and 4. I just don't actually know much about the actual mainline games. I root for people who enjoy it now, and I say, tell everybody I said hi. I haven't seen them in so long. Risk of Rain? Ghoul. You've been playing RAR? Ooh, that's a pretty visual. On Switch? 10 out of 10. Stupidly fun. We got aliens. Oh, this is really pretty visuals. Nice website, too. What is this? I said, tell me your genre. Oh, 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 what? Oh, these environments are beautiful. These are beautiful. How is the combat? What is it like? What other games is it like? I can't quite judge it. No! You're leaving? No! No! I'm just gonna think about this beautiful game. What kind of game is this? Robbie can explain now. Tragedy. Nerd Hour. Nerd Hour. What is this game? What kind of genre is it? The environments that it's action take place in look so pretty. I just can't get a read on what kind of game it is. Viewership is tanking because Juno's gone. Not that the viewership is Juno and that's why it's tanking. Oh! That's pretty neat. I like... I've been playing Kirby Mass Attack a whole bunch, so now I'm just gonna talk about that. I think that Kirby Mass Attack is definitely one of the better Kirby games that I've played. It's very, very special. It kind of just has like a really good air of quality to it. Like I feel like they put in so much care into every little thing, which I also felt about Epic Yarn, because Epic Yarn has this thing going on where like every individual level has its own name, and a lot of them I think have their own music. And even if there's something like an overarching theme of like Volcano Land, like every element, every room kind of has its own theme that fits within it, which sometimes feels really random. Like I remember the first time I played Mario 3D Land, I was kind of confused why there were so many level themes packed within each one. I was like, why is there like a normal level and then a desert level and then like a fire level and then a beach level, and like we're calling this like the blue world? Like there's no cohesion. But then I saw a reviewer point out, or somebody really speaking highly of it, say they had so many ideas they couldn't cram them into one theme. And I was like, ooh, that's a fun twist to put on it, because I guess it isn't very uncommon to have really, thematically cohesive worlds in a platformer where every level has the same theme. And that's very nice, but it's true, if you have more ideas than simply your number of worlds, it is fun to mix them up. But I think that Epic Yarn immediately made me understand why there were so many different things, because it's like, this is the ice part of the water world. This is the Christmas part of the ice world. Like, there were fun little twists that made it make sense. That was just sort of something that made me feel like there was a lot of like creativity going into it. As far as that actual topic applies to Mass Attack, that's also there to some extent. The worlds are really nice because there's only 4 of them. And there's so many levels, which I think is fun. There's like 11 stages per world. There's been 4, and I think there's a 5th one. That's very nice. Like, there's a volume of stages, and each stage usually has its own level mechanics, which I like a lot. Like, there's new switches to press and enemies to like interact with in funny ways, and very little gets reused, which is really cool. I think something that a lot of Kirby games are missing to me is like unique things to play with in each level, where I think a lot of Mario platformers are like 2D Mario and 3D Mario, but 2D Mario by comparison I think has more like unique things to mess around with, like now it's time for the skeleton roller coaster and that kind of thing. A lot of Kirby games are like Same enemies in space. Same blocks in space. So that hits really well, but I think kind of the general theme I feel like is more like there's so many mini games. There's so many mini games that each seem to have been really carefully made with like a lot of effort and a lot of depth. And you can kind of see it in like the visuals, and also, I mean, the gameplay seems to be very, very like well made, such that I can play a whole bunch and not get bored. So getting really deep into a mini game for like 20 minutes is a really good way to start to feel like the game itself is just very rich. It kind of just leaves you feeling very full, like you're eating a meal that they cooked really carefully. Aside from that, I'm really fond of the touch controls. I really like using my stylus. I played it because I hurt my wrists, so it hurt all of my arms, apparently. All of the tendons in unison revolted last month, and I've talked about that here. I've been resting them and stuff. I think it's probably mostly from stress overnight, because these are stressful times. So I go to bed, and I clench my tendons. You gotta process the stress somehow. I go to bed and I clench my tendons, and then they hurt. I was starting to see signs of like early onset carpal tunnel, which was horrifying, but those signs are starting to go away, I think because I'm sleeping with wrist braces, which is wicked whack and really nice. I really thought I was giving myself carpal tunnel, and I don't seem to be. But anyhow, I started playing because I only needed my pinching motion. I only needed the stylus versus like pushing buttons and stuff, and that's easier. That's only one thing. Some days I'm like, man, I wish I was just pushing buttons and playing Kirby normally. There's so many tendons. There's so many. They're my tendies. No, just like my wrists below my elbows, and then for some reason my shoulders. Once my shoulders started hurting, I was like, what's going on here? Like, it was one thing because I understood the clenching motion in like my middle finger from pulling the I had been playing Mystery Dungeon every single day. Like, I was very stressed because I was waiting on the results of traveling abroad and not getting them, and my grad schools were waiting for a response, so I was wicked stressed, and I was playing Rescue Team DX like every single night for 3 hours. So every time you do a shortcut for a move, you gotta hit CL. So I hit CL so many times, I was like, okay, I could have very well given myself like strain in this tendon, but then it's like, also your right tendon, also your wrists, also your shoulders, and I'm like, no, I don't think that I injured my shoulders. So I think it's all just from strain and stress. The doctor was like, well, it doesn't look like carpal tunnel, and it's kind of a weird tendinitis, so I think your muscles are just tired. And I'm like, good, I think I should do 5 more weeks of intensive school. Anyhow, yeah, I wanted to play a simpler game. Yeah, I have never gotten that deep into touch controls or motion controls, but I played the first half of Skyward Sword on the Wii, and I was really happy with that. Like, there absolutely were a lot of growing moments where I had to learn a few things about motion controls in order to not die in the world of Hyrule, but they were so good most of the time. I was so happy. I really think being like 2011 games, I think Mass Attack and Skyward Sword like kind of peaked DS and Wii touch control and motion control stuff that I've experienced. They're so focused on it that they do some things that are just like, dude, that's genius. I don't know. There really are some times where I'm playing Mass Attack and I'm like, there is a part of me that wishes I could play games with my mind. Especially when my tendinitis really bad. I was like, I wish I could play Mystery Dungeon with my mind. If I could play games with my eyes. I kind of feel like if Nintendo does go and do another gimmicky console after the Switch, I hope it's something like the 3DS where it's optional. Like, it's very unique and adds a lot, but it's not mandatory. For example, eye recognition controls that you don't have to use. That's my pitch. I don't know anything about that technology, but it's imagining Nintendo's trajectory. Like, we are the first people to control an action RPG with your eyes. I'd like that. But Yeah, flicking with the stylus a whole bunch definitely does give me different kinds of wrist pain after time. It's a lot of work, you know. The real point of all this is I should go to the gym. I should go to the arm gym specifically, get my arms really versatile so I can be a better nerd. I've been thinking I gotta be a good jock so I can be a good nerd. If my body starts to break from being a nerd, then that's limiting how much I can be a nerd. So I gotta spec into my jock points and have stronger hands. I like how expressive the little Kirby's are. The sound in this game is really unique. They say a lot of Poyo very clearly in a way that not all Kirby's do. They really do. And there's some like very small noises they make that just don't quite sound like they would exist in any other game. So it's like this kind of unique Kirby sound. And I think that that's pretty fun. Flicking a stylus is definitely hard work. Big no! Yeah, that's true. If they can see my eyes, then they can remember my eyes. But haven't you ever thought about controlling a game with your teeth? If they can see your teeth, they don't know anything about your eyes. You can't, I'm totally bullshitting. You can't identify a human based on their teeth alone. Can you identify a human? Can you identify a human based on their teeth alone? Look at forensic dentistry. Well, now I'm reading about corpses, so I've walked myself into a interesting place. Oh, but people can be identified by their bite mark? None of these seem owl citation. Owlcation, I don't know what that is. I was thinking of Purdue. The owl citation. What can you tell about a person from their teeth? Oh, okay, well nobody's teeth are quite the same, like fingerprints, but nobody does teeth scans. Like, there's no records of people's teeth the way that there are fingerprints, unless dentists are working with the police. All I'm gonna say is there's a lot more here than I was expecting, looking at previews of articles alone. Jesus Christ. Isn't that how they identify bodies? I'm starting to think that teeth are actually one of the premier ways of identifying people. I walked into that one. I didn't know anything about that topic. I can picture far too clearly, like, very delicately lowering your teeth onto a thing, and then it's like, okay, hold for 2 seconds, and then it like scans, you feel a little bit of like vibration or something, and then it's like, okay, you're unlocked. Just like a gentle clench. I think that if we have to start putting phones in our mouths, we have to stop. We have to stop with that. I think that that is not healthy. Hey, I put Mass Attack music in my head just by talking about it. Oh yes. Okay, so I'm back up to getting new likes on my 1 like equals 1 favorite anime character. So I can keep adding to it and hopefully garner even more likes and keep posting even more anime characters. I will say it's been a long time since I've listed off favorites. Also, my phone photos are a mess from the transition from iOS to Android, so I'm just grabbing up whatever I have that strikes me as evoking something when I post it. Every single time I do this, I have to scroll past Mako and Bolin and debate, are Mako and Bolin some of my favorite anime characters? I'm not sure if they make the cut. Please do. Please bust out all of your, like, poll rigging accounts. Everybody's got to have poll rigging Twitters. It's a staple of democracy. I do like Pario. It's a very good image, but I think she's like number. Like once we get to 30, we'll think about that. Oh, I'm not watching yet. Just because I'm pretty much all of my anime watching revolves around my roommates. Right now, I'm not watching it yet. We're rewatching season 1. Liz doesn't like watching things like weekendly, and honestly, like as fun as it has been to be in such a good series of seasons with series, I also usually get tired of watching around episode 9, like no matter what I'm watching. So I've been able to avoid spoilers straight up, but I've been able to avoid spoilers, which is good. But we'll see if we can actually wait until it's done and then watch it all at once. So far, it's been fine waiting. Of course, I'm very excited. And there are definitely some things that if it got spoiled, I would be like, well, shit, now I wish I was watching. Because it's got an interesting story going into season 2. All I know is I'm really excited. I didn't think I'd be this excited for it to come out, like, not during Halloween, but I'm now excited for Zombieland all year. I've been starting to think that it's just Halloween all year this year. Yeah, I've seen a few screenshots on like Tumblr and stuff that are funny. I found them. I don't know the full context, but I found the mud skipper scene really funny. It also just makes me feel like nerd culture in general, like pressing your face up against the glass of your favorite game and being like, "Whoa, they're just like us!" Yay! Yeah, we're only on episode 4, so I imagine we're gonna get to a point where I don't know. I guess my secret hope is that we catch up around episode 9 or so, and like for the last 3 episodes, when odds are things start to get heavier and stuff, we'll watch weekendly so that we don't get anything cool spoiled. Hey, Mako. Whoa. I keep scrolling past Lonju. Like, do I put Lonju? I don't know. I've already done Kanata. I can't do her. Hey, Mako. Whoa. So I heard he did Emma now. Is Link an anime character? Did you just rewatch last month? I love rewatching Zombieland Saga. Anime girls, they're just like us. Enlist today. They are just like us. You know those paintings of the little cats, the little black cats with like the frilly collar and like the big yellow eyes? I keep scrolling past those and being like, are those anime girls? I also keep scrolling past fan art and I'm like, I can't post fan art. Is Mr. Krabs an anime character? That's awesome! When was the last time you watched it, and how did you like it? I've watched it, I rewatched, 2018 fall I watched it all, 2019, I rewatched up to Saki's episode. 2020, I rewatched the whole thing with Hazel and Liz. And now we have rewatched only the first 4 episodes. Or possibly 3. No, 4. Is a sea slime an anime girl? We are redefining. It's time to redefine. I haven't posted Frederica yet. I have posted Not. Oh, great. Yeah, what did you think? My general thought is, it's very funny, especially at first, and then things get very heavy for a long time. And I really enjoy everybody's focus episodes about their deaths, but I still have a hard time watching all 3 episodes about Sakura's life. This is very interesting the first time I saw it, but it's not that interesting the second time I watch it. It's a very long sequence to dedicate to one character who I was not really all that curious about in the 9 episodes preceding it. Yeah, I think if you relate to the themes, I think it'll always hit very hard. I definitely feel very emotional watching it. Are Pearl and Marina anime characters? Have I posted Aya? I don't know if I posted Aya. I'm gonna do Aya count at the McDonald's. Aya count on a McDonald's. Big part of my history. Big old faves. Yay! Yeah! Thanks everyone for more likes. Thank you, Private Robbie. I gotta go to class though. This is usually when I log off. Ah! Oh, I really have a hard time going to class these days. That's good. I'll post Pearl and Marina then. No, I only have fan art as the issue. Oh, Elena with the soccer ball. I don't know. Oh, these photos are not in order. Coach, that's a good Kotori. Kotori! But Kotori, Umi said we could go to the beach. Ah, no! Oh, I've got a tiny Lucina. I'm gonna post that for the fans. Oh my god, this is from literally winter 2017. Why do solid objects sometimes pass through Kotaro? That one probably doesn't have an answer. Asking why they weren't cremated. Yeah, that also jumped out to me. I might look into actual Japanese like cremation law, because that was, you know, I've got a few thoughts. I read a few good fan theories about stuff that I won't say now, but the cremation one really got me, because that is, I can't explain that from my current understanding. For the friends, for the longtime subs. Bring it. I like anime. Alright, I gotta go. I gotta go to class. Thanks everyone. This was fun. Thanks for coming out and hanging out, Robbie. Debut radio. I gotta go. I gotta go. Goodbye, everyone. Oh god, I'm tired. Why do solid objects sometimes pass through Kotaro?